everybody. Welcome to another Turn and Burn Tuesday. My name is Grey Eagles and Pilot. I'm a real world A320 captain, bringing my love for aviation and flight simulation to all you wonderful people out there. How is everyone doing this evening? This foggy evening? Actually, it's morning time. I set the time to be morning time here in Frankfurt, Germany, as we do a short hop on down to Stuttgart, Germany. A quick flight down there, about 27 minutes or so in the air. Once we do get airborne, looks like we do have one or two other people online. I think the aircraft beside us here is going to Marseille. I don't know how you say that. I don't speak French, but I think that's where they're going. So it's quite a late evening for Lufthansa if they're in Europe to actually be starting their evening during a flight. But glad to have other people on the VATSIM network with us this evening. We will kick off this Turn and Burn this evening. So without further ado, let's go ahead and looks like I am dropping a few frames here. There we go. That's coming on back. Let's go ahead and hop onto the flight deck and get things started here. Excellent. We're here on the flight deck. Get the aircraft on the GPU. We shall begin the boarding process. We'll go mass and balance load aircraft, a realistic time there. Go ahead and get that going. We'll start aligning IR 1, 2, and 3. We'll come on down, checking all the buttons and switches along the way until we get to recorded ground control. We'll go ahead and turn that on. We'll test the CVR. There we go, that CVR checks good. We'll come all the way down to the windshield wipers. That all looks good. We'll test engine 1. Looks good. APU. Excellent. And engine 2. There we go. All of those look good. We'll keep going down. The hydraulic panel, fuel panel, all looks good. Electrical panel is all set, at least for now. The air conditioning panel looks good. Anti-ice is all auto. Cabin pressurization panel looks good. Our lights are set. Seatbelt sign is on, or seatbelt sign is off. No smoking sign is on. We'll go ahead and arm the emergency lights. On the first officer side, we want the ACP on the observer panel to be on PA 3 o'clock position. VHF is in data. We'll come all the way down. All the lights should be extinguished here. Our agents are guarded. Everything else is extinguished, and his wipers look good over there. Coming on over to the glare shield from left to right, all the lights should be extinguished. Coming over to the EFS panel, go ahead and let's bring up our EFB here. I'll go ahead and bring up the current weather. It is showing a QNH of 1011. We'll go ahead and set that once, twice, and thrice. There we go. Excellent. We should be flight directors on, constraints, arc to nautical miles, and we don't need VOR ADFs. We have digits on the FCU here. All the push buttons are extinguished, and we're heading vertical speed. Same thing on the first officer side. We have constrained flight directors, 10 nautical mile, arc, and the VOR ADFs are off. All his push buttons should be off on that side as well. Coming over to the main instrument panel, I'm going to turn down the brightness since it's a little cloudy out. Give it a few notches down. That looks good there. We have the PFD on the right, ND on the left. Oh, sorry, vice versa. PFD on the left, ND on the right. The ISIS is aligned. Upper ECAM display is on the top, lower ECAM display on the bottom. Brake fan is off. Landing gear is down with 3 green, and the skid is on. Approximate date and time, that looks good there. Landing gear lever is down with no green lights there, or no red light there. On the first officer side, ND on the left, PFD on the right, and I'm going to back the display brightness down just a little bit there. Alrighty, that looks good. We'll come on down to the center pedestal here. We're going to check our database is current. We got CFM 56 5P6 engines. That looks good. A lot of people may wonder what the change code is there. You can actually change the idle and perf factor. It usually uplinks with your flight plan there, because Tech Ops knows the values to put in there, so they put that there, and that's airplane specific. So that idle and perf factor is pretty much like wear and tear on the airplane and the engine. So your idle factor is the wear and tear on the engine. Your performance is the wear and tear on the airplane. So the older the airplane gets, the less efficient it becomes. Well, that's why you would probably change those factors there. It usually uplinks when you begin uplinking your flight plan here. Let's go ahead and uplink that flight plan. Going down to the RMP, our radios are set. I heard someone on the radio, so that sounds good. ACP is set. The lights are how we like them. Radar is off. Coming over to the center instrument panel, we'll hit the recall button, and everything looks normal up there. We'll hit clear. Thrust levers idle. We should be at 0. Engine masters off. Engine mode norm. The speed brakes are disarmed. The flaps are up. We have digits displayed here in the rudder trim, and the gravity gear extension is down. Coming on over to the first officer side, I have this set up right now for the AOC menu. That's quite alright. We'd be checking to make sure that database matches the left side database. This radio panel is set, ACP is set, lights are how we need it, and the transponder is on 7,000. Let's go ahead and give our accumulator a quick check here. I'll press down both brakes. We shall release the parking brake. I'll release the left side and depress it. I'll release the right side and press it down again. Both respond accordingly. So I'll go ahead and set the parking brake. We'll get a tiny drop on the accumulator there. That's quite alright. When they close the package doors, or when we push back and start an engine, that should go right back up to where it needs to be. All right, let's go ahead and get into programming the McDo here. We're going to be Lufthansa. There we go, 3318. Looks like we shall have a cost index of 25. So cost index of 25. We'll be cruising along at an altitude of 16,000 feet. There we go, flight level 160. And the temperature deviation is -6. So -29 it looks like. The current weather, or the current temperature, is 7 degrees. Not bad. So we'll go 07, and Frankfurt is the alternate there. Let's see. We're planning on a 0 fuel weight of 118.7 with a 0 fuel weight CG. Oh, I had it already set up there. 0 fuel weight of 29.3. 29.3. Oops, I need to put a slash in there. 29.3. There we go. And we're planning on 17.6 for our block fuel. There we go. We'll go ahead and zero out our route reserve, and we can plan on 2.8 for our alternate here. 2.8 to get back to Frankfurt. There we go. We'll continue. Alright, they are using runway 18, so we'll take off on runway 18. We're going to be on the Nike to Lima, so Nike to Lima. We'll go ahead and insert that. There we go, that links up quite well there. And the arrival, I think we'll use runway 7, so we'll do the ILS to runway 7. Let's see what the... Yeah, 25 is still showing a tailwind, so we'll just use runway 7 procedures. Nope, I want charts. Approach ILS 7. We'll go ahead and pin that up there. And we're going to be on the Batso 2 Alpha. The Batso 2 Alpha. Draco's is made it. Sip Gray, my dude. Hi, how you doing this evening, Draco? Glad you're able to make it on board. Welcome to another Turn and Burn Tuesday, where the flights are short and the turns are shorter. So glad to have you aboard here. Back to program at McDo here. Batso 2 Alpha, so we got the Batso 2 Alpha. Approach vias. Let's see what they got here. I don't know. You have the Lima Bravo uniform viewer. Wait, I mean, 107. I don't know what any of these are. Let's see. I have no clue what any of these fixes are. Oh, which is okay. Oh, just we. 07. I'm not finding any of these fixes, so we'll leave it as is. I'll just leave it as is. No views. Alrighty. There we go. We got those in Vader. There we go. That sounds good. We can just radio land to Vader there if we need to. Go back over to the net B here. Good, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Glad you're having a good evening there, Draco. Let's go ahead and request our wins. In the meantime, while that's requesting, we can go over here. I kind of pre-did this. As it would in real life, you would actually get performance numbers uplinked straight to the McDo there for all your runways that are in use. You don't have to calculate it and send it to the McDo, but we calculated it, and we're going to go ahead and send it to the McDo there. And all we would do in real life is verify that we selected the correct data here, because you usually get an option of Toga or Flex, and it uplinks with both. And you get up to 4 runways that you can uplink. So there we go. 151, 151, 154. We got flaps 1 and a flex here. Let's see. I think over here they use an NADP-1 noise abatement procedure. Let's check that out. EDDF. There we go. And there's a lot of information here on Black Box 711. Alright. Departing runway is 1825 center. 18 will be used up to a tailwind component of 10 knots. Okay, that makes sense. Transition altitude 5,000 feet. Departure route 7. Altitude speed. Okay. Don't really need to worry about that as much. A lot of information in here. Not really concerning us. Let's see. It's pretty much straight ahead. So the engine failure procedure is straight ahead. Alrighty. So it's going to be 1360. And oh, they do an NAB DP2. So we will leave 1360. 1360. My guess is the airport's elevation is at 360 feet. Yep. Okay. I don't know why this is so far off, but 1360, 1360. And 1900 for EO acceleration altitude. Perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and go to our descent phase, 290 knots. There we go. We'll go ahead and put that in. Copy the secondary flight plan as our engine failure procedure is pretty much runway heading straight ahead, 25 miles. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. And hold. All right, let's go ahead and verify that we inserted the correct route. So I'll bring up that. We'll bring you over to plan. There we go. Excellent. And so now we will just verify our route real quick. We're departing runway 18 out of Frankfurt on a heading of 176 to 800 feet on the Aneki 2 departure. Let's bring up that. So, first fix is going to be Delta Foxtrot 137 to max 210 knots. Nope. What? Oh, that's the Neki 3 Foxtrot. Okay, Neki 2 Lima. That's us. So Delta Foxtrot 101 That was kind of hard to see. Okay, so we got the Delta Foxtrot 101, max 220 knots. And then from there, we will proceed down to Neki. No restriction there. And then Yankee 163. We'll take that to Neklo. Excellent. And then Yankee 171. We'll take that to Incam. And then we'll take the November 850 to Kilo Romeo Hotel. And then the Tango 128 to Batso. And then Batso will be the transition on the arrival. It's a pretty straightforward arrival there because it goes essentially from Batso right on out to the VOR, and then the VOR comes all the way back this way to come to ILS runway 7. So that'll be that. Excellent. So the route is verified. We can go ahead and get rid of you real quick. We will make sure our ADRSs are aligned. Ground recorder ground control is on. Our EFIS is set. Now would be a great time to turn on terrain on ND. Our parking brake is on and it is checked. ACP is set, RMP is set. Let's go ahead and check our position real quick so we can bring that up. We're looking for reasonableness. So if I zoom in there and zoom in here, we got 5002.0, 5002.6. That's close enough. And 00834.2, 00833.7. That's good enough for me. We're in the general ballpark of where we need to be. I can go ahead and get rid of you. Our ND looks appropriate. The correct heading for about where we're parked. We have on our PFD V1 and V2. Alt and nav are blue. Flight directors 1 and 2. We can go ahead and check our oxygen. Let's go ahead and get the APU going. And then once we get the APU up and running, we will start doing a quick little briefing. There we go. So, hey, Ghost FO, are you ready for a briefing? Yep, alrighty then. What are your threats? It's low visibility and taxiing out of here. Yep, I agree with those threats. Should be a fairly straightforward taxi. We'll come out at November 7 here, and probably November, it looks like, all the way down to the end for runway 18. Plan on a flaps 1 flex takeoff. Send a reject considerations. Any questions about what we reject for? Nope. Alrighty. If we do lose an engine after V1, we'll continue straight ahead to about 5,000 feet. About 25 miles out, enter a holding pattern there and work the situation, probably for an emergency return back to Frankfurt. Otherwise, we'll continue out. Our top altitude is 16,000 feet. There's no ETC online, so I'll go ahead and pre-select that. We are on the Unicom frequency and we're squawking 7,000. There we go. Any further questions? No further questions. Excellent. The APU is online. Let's go ahead and I'll get rid of you real quick. We'll turn the pumps on, external power off, APU bleed on, beacon on, seatbelt sign is on. We'll check our fuel on board, balance with the pumps on, hydraulics are all in the fill range. Pressurization is an auto with the landing elevation, and our engine oil looks good there. Excellent. Let me go back here, and this looks like our final load sheet. I'll just go ahead and accept that. With that all said and done, we are ready to do a B4 start checklist. The recorded ground control is on. Flight forms and maintenance log on board. Reviewed. Aircraft limo uniform. Fuel quantity 17.6 required, 17.6 on board. Takeoff performance IC 151, 151, 154 with a flex of 68. Oxygen checked. Seatbelt sign is on. ECAM checked. Parking brake on checked. And CD set. Altimeters we have 1011. And departure briefing is reviewed. The before start checklist is complete. There we go. All our doors are closed. Slides are armed. Flight attendants are ready to go. Seated and stowed. We'll see ya in Stuttgart. Excellent. Unlike A330 driver, since I do not speak German, I will not be making any PAs in English or German. That's kind of a cool thing that A330 driver is uniquely capable of doing. There we go. And let's go to the outside here. You know what? Let's go back inside. All right, psych. Let's see. I want to go here. That's Microsoft Flight Simulator, doing Microsoft Flight Simulator things. I chose to go with 2024 again because the default Frankfurt just looked better, so I was like, hey, why not? Even though I think 2024 may have some memory leaks, so that is what it is. We'll go ahead and get the tug connected. And let's go ahead and start a pushback, shall we? The beacon's on. We're ready to push. I don't think anyone else is in the alleyway, so that looks good. We'll go ahead and release the brakes, and we'll start going backwards. How about that? There we go. It actually did. Oh, nope. Okay. There's the tug. Let's stop doing that. There we go. Just straight back. That's all I want. That's all I could ever want in life. I have no clue. If anyone knows why this is doing that, let me know. I have no clue why Flight Simulator freaks out like that sometimes. Like, look at that. That looks terrible. For a simulator that looks so good, that looks terrible. So terrible. Alrighty. Enough of that. Let's see. That'll pretty much put us right on the line here. So, we'll go ahead and start going straight, and we can stop. And once we come to a stop, set the brakes. Sweet. And we're clear to start engine number 1. I'll bring the sounds up so you can listen to those beautiful CFM engines. Alright, back up front with the memory leaks and all. There we go. Sounds like we have two good. Why do we still have a nose wheel steering disconnect memo? Oh, I gotta disconnect the tug, don't I? There we go. That's the only way you're gonna get rid of the tug.
Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 319 taxiing Terminal 2 via Mike Tango, November East.
November 8. I don't know where Terminal 2 is, but, oh, okay. November 8. Yikes. Alright, that is what it is. Hopefully we get out before he gets in. There goes the tug. We'll go ahead and snap him a salute. Let him know we saw it. Excellent. Flaps 1. I gotta slow down my mouse cursor there a little bit. Alrighty. Status. There we go. After start checklist. Let's see. It is below 7 degrees. Fog is moisture. Or below 10 degrees. Fog is moisture. So we'll go ahead and get the engine anti-ice on. Status is checked. And the rotor trim is 0. The after start checklist is complete. Let's see. You know what? We'll do the flight control check on the way out. And I guess I should announce on the Unicom frequency a Frankfurt traffic. Lufthansa 3318 is taxiing runway 18 via November 7 November. Frankfurt traffic. So we'll taxi nice and slow. We'll make sure to look out for any other aircraft in the general area here, as he would be coming up from our left. If we did see anyone, he'd be coming from our left. So hopefully not. I think the next intersection is November 8th, so we'll take the first one, November 7. That way we will not conflict. For it to be the cloud layer, it says the visibility is like unrestricted, yet somehow in the simulator it thinks it looks super foggy. Don't know why. There we go. There we are. This is where we're taxiing. Pretty much the first right is going to be November. Make sure we clear our taxiway here. Clear left. Clear right. Alright, once we make our turn here onto November, we will do our flight control check, shall we? You can go ahead and get rid of you. Excellent. Flight control checks. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudders. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Go ahead and set U to max. Let's see what our closeout says. We are at 27.5%. So if I look down here, we want 27 7.5%. Somewhere around there. Wind shear on, and we can go ahead and do a test there. If I go back up, let's see, we closed that at 0 fuel weight of 118 point 118.8 and 118.7, good enough for me. And 29.3%, that looks good. Alrighty, before takeoff checklist, flaps 1 planned and 1 indicated. Takeoff data and speeds are checked. Our weight of 136.2, and we were looking at 136.8, it looks like. Yeah, 136.0, sorry about that. There's stab trim, 27.5%, 27.5%, flight controls checked. ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. We are to the line. We'll go ahead and seat our flight attendants. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. There we go. And once we get a little bit closer, we shall go below the line. Kind of hard taxiing around here with this visibility being the way it is. I don't know why Microsoft chose for it to be like this, but it is what it is. And get rid of you. I'll put you on performance. I'll put you on flight plan. A little zig and a little zag right here. There we go. We are so light. This airplane is just accelerating on us, which is real, indicative of the A319. When you're very light, it tends to get away from you there. Go ahead and put you on there. Get your transponder going. Excellent. And we are pretty much coming up. We should be coming up pretty soon here to the hold short on November. So just be looking for the hold short bar there. Once we're holding short on November, I will run the below the line for the checklist, and then we'll depart. Max Racing says, hi, how are you doing, Max Racing? Glad you can join me for Return and Burn Tuesday. How have you seen the INI builds A350? Oh, Max Racing, I am excited for it. It is dropping tomorrow. No one knows when tomorrow, but it is dropping tomorrow. I don't. That might change up. Probably won't change up my airports, but will probably change up the airplane that I'll be streaming tomorrow. So looking forward to that lovely airplane coming out. Hopefully you've been watching some of your favorite streamers flying that around today as their NDAs have all been lifted in anticipation of a release date tomorrow. Alrighty, we'll hold short of the runway right just here. Runway 18 looks good. Set the parking brake. And let's see. Let's go below the line. Runway and FMS. We have runway 18 in the box on the screen and out the window. Minimum takeoff fuel is 14.0 required. And we have 17.2 on board. Flight attendants are notified. Engine mode is norm. TCAS, TARA before takeoff checklist is complete. Let's go ahead and make a departure announcement. Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 3318, departing runway 18 on the Aneki 2 Lima, departing to the south, Frankfurt traffic. Alrighty. I haven't heard anyone else. I think that other guy should be at the gate by now. So, best I could tell, final looks clear. It's clear on the left. Go ahead and get all of our lights on. Let the flight attendants know we are taking the runway for departure. One thing I did forget to do is what you should always do. I forgot, it's that cool out and we do have clouds in the area. You want to go anti-ice engine. And now let's go ahead and calculate that. Yep, everything else should be the same. Calculate. Everything pretty much remains the same. 53, 53, 56 now. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll send that to the McDo. And like magic, we have new numbers. 153, 153, 156 with a flex 65. So we're good for anti-ice on. Excellent. It's hard to think about when it's fairly warm. It's still below 10 degrees, but it's fairly warm, but it's just foggy. But fog is visible moisture. So there we go. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get this line up here. I'll bring the sim volume up. And let's get this started. Ooh. The visibility is so low. Here we go. 50%, half down on the side stick. Flex, thrust set. $80, checked. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Alright, and what I forgot to do is reinsert the NADP-1, which is why at 1,000 feet it started yelling at me to reduce the thrust there. We won't start our acceleration though until we get to oh, it's an NADP-2 out of here? Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Well, that is what it is. Let's go ahead and start our acceleration. Very confused about which airports do NADP-1 and which do NADP-2 here in Europe, but it is what it is. Just that low level, like, it's almost like a fog layer versus a cloud layer, but it is what it is. We are, however, out of the clouds. I'll go ahead and turn our engine anti-ice off. There we go. Through transition altitude, transition standard, set once, set twice, and set thrice. There we go. Excellent. Almost there. We'll go to the back for the flap retraction. Here we go. Alright, flaps up after takeoff checklist. Absolutely beautiful. I'll bring the volume down to a little bit more appropriate level there. Excellent. We'll go back up to the flight deck, finish our after takeoff checklist. 220 knots is going to be the maximum here. There we go. I don't know if that was a wind shift or not. We just got a little gust of a headwind. That's quite alright. Alrighty, we are about to cross flight level 100. So we will go ahead, get the lights off. And at 1,300 feet, or 10,300, there we go. We've passed it already. We're at a sterile. Sounds trivial, but it is what it is. Alrighty then. Doing a little hand flying here today. Let's go ahead and turn autopilot 1 on. There we go. I can zoom out just a little bit here. There we go. See our arrival right in front of us. It says, what route? Let's see. What was I planning on doing tomorrow? I was gonna do, okay. I was gonna do Frankfurt to Amsterdam. That is what I was planning on doing. So, let's see. So with that in mind, we may do like a... So with that in mind, we might do Frankfurt to Amsterdam, but maybe in the Lufthansa A350? I don't know. I'm still looking. Still don't know. I don't know what I want to do there. So that could be a route. Sticking with my European theme. So we could do that. Or I could bring it back to the US. I don't want to. I kind of want to finish it up. So the next two segments are going to be Frankfurt to Amsterdam, and then Amsterdam to London's Heathrow, and that will round out our Euro trip here this evening. We're 15 for 16. Won't stay in our cruise altitude for long. Let's go ahead and we got the altitude alt star there. Do we have the 16 program? Yep. Cool. So we should get alt cruise here in a second. Yeah, I'm hoping. Wow, it's a little chilly there in the forward cabin. Even in the aft cabin. Yep, there's the out cruise. Alrighty. Bump the temperature up just a little bit in all three zones. So let's go ahead and check out the weather here in Stuttgart. Okay, so 2.5, it's the 2.5 it will be. It seems like the winds have changed around there. Let's go ahead and bring up. I'll go ahead and bring. Let's go ahead. Yep, there we go. Tablet flights. Stuttgart. We can unpin you. I will pin you. And let's see what's going on here. Yeah, we'll just take the transition from the VOR right on in because the weather there is updated 220 at 5. So let's go ahead and verify. Well, we pretty much verified the arrival already. The only thing we haven't done is put in the new runway arrival to ILS 25. It's going to be the Ludberg VOR. Oh, I want the Vias. That's what I want. And this? Yeah, that seems appropriate. We'll go ahead and insert that. There we go. And let's go ahead and bring you all the way down because from Lima Bravo uniform, so we reviewed all of this, and then from Lima Bravo uniform we have Delta 139er Echo. It's gonna be at or above, what is that, 6,000 feet? 4,000 feet. Should be 4,000 feet. I can't see what the altitude is there. 2. There's a little ball note. Where's our ball notes at? 6,000 feet. Okay. Well, there you go. And then from there, Delta 139er Juliet. And that's going to be at or above 4,000 feet. That's that transition right there. And which one are you centered over? You're centered over Charlie India 25 at about 4,000 feet. That should be Unser. It's going to be at about 4,000 feet, and then Unser will take us all the way to the runway. So from Unser, that's 7 miles to the runway, 9 miles to the runway, 3-degree glide slope. Must approach. Be straight ahead to Delta 252 Foxtrot, and then we'll proceed to make a right-hand turn all the way back around to the Lima Bravo uniform VOR and hold there. Alright, seems somewhat semi-complicated, but it is what it is. We're going to make a right-hand turn to go 339. Once we cross this cross radial here, we'll make another right-hand turn to 053, and we'll track that all the way to Ludberg. Alright, excellent. So that has all been reviewed. Let's see. RadNav, we have the ILS is going to be ISTW, ISTW, and it's 109.9, 109.9. That looks good. Progress page, EDDS, there we go, 25. Go ahead and throw that in there. Performance approach page here. The altimeter is 1012. There we go. The temperature is 5 degrees. And the winds are 220.5. Alright. The minimums for this approach is going to be 1381. Go ahead and throw that in there. Flaps full. Auto brakes low, so we get our backwards Z, no need for the double D, and whenever we're ready we can go ahead and see if the Ghost FO is ready to brief. Are you ready for a briefing, Ghost FO? Yep. What are your threats? It's a quick flight, and I think that's pretty much the end of it right there. Let's go ahead and make our way down to 6,000 feet. I'll go ahead and manage that up at this time. Excellent. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing. Unfamiliar with the airport, but we'll find our way back around. I don't need that one. I need that one. This is what I need. So we're going to come in on the Batso 2 Alpha. We got Batso, and then which is a clearance limit, by the way, and then we're going to head out to the Ludwig VOR, and then come back in for the ILS to runway 25. It's showing, the weather is showing mostly good, but I don't trust it, so we'll just plan on doing the full ILS here. That's going to be chart 11-2. Dated 29 November 24. The frequency is 109.9. 252 is the final approach course. Unser is at 4,000. The DA is 1381. The touchdown zone elevation is 1181. And our highest MSA is going to be 4,800 feet. That's a quadrant, mostly to the south there. We'll configure using flaps full, low auto brakes. If we need to go missed approach, it'll be the published miss unless we get alternate instructions from the tower. Let's see. It is a 3-degree glide slope. They do have ALSF2 lighting with the Pappies on the left-hand side. And when we do land, plan a right-hand turnoff on Foxtrot or Hotel. One of these. That's kind of far down there, so but those are the forward high speeds. And that should take us right to the ramp there. So, any questions? Nope. No questions. Alrighty. Excellent. Whenever you're ready, we could do a descent checklist. Altimeters. Transition level is going to be 050. Auto brake is low. Prefer approach page set. Arrival briefing. The Batso 2 Alpha and a visual approach back up with ILS to runway 25. Status is checked. Descent checklist is complete. We'll go ahead and hit that. There's no new changes there. Excellent. So, what do you think there, Max Reason, about continuing the Euro trip, but instead of doing it in a 321, I think I was going to do it in a 321. We could just upgauge it to a 350. What do we think? Oh, those are still on. The seatbelt sign is still on. Excellent. Let's go ahead. Get a few wing views out there. The weather is okay. A little bit better, slightly better down south than it is up north, but that is quite all right. Making our turn over Batso there, heading out to Ludwig. I think Ludwig. There we go. Brightened up a little bit. I might brighten up my displays. There we go. Seems appropriate. This turn and burn is so short. I actually forgot to put on the in-flight entertainment. That's quite all right there. I'd much rather get everything done that I possibly can in a short amount of time versus versus getting some jazz music on, but that is quite alright. Are you going to slow up to 250 knots? No, you aren't. Alright, let's go ahead and slow you up to 250 knots. Alright, that's about a good time to do that. We'll go ahead and chime the flight attendants back into sterile, and I'll go ahead and get all the lights going again, and let us go ahead and get flight recorder going, shall we? We'll start recording. Landing number 1. Yes, sir. Alrighty, we are recording. The birds right there. That is absolutely hilarious to see. Watching them fly along with us. Thanks for flying along with us. Really do appreciate it. That was the other cool thing about Lufthansa is they have like cool little plushies that they give to the kids on the airplane, because we did fly them going through Germany one time. It's really a different experience flying on a European carrier versus something else. Let's go ahead and we will just do an open descent here. We are in a selected speed, so let's go ahead and activate the approach phase. There we go. Bring the range in. Yeah, we'll do 10-mile range. And we'll bring it down to 5,000 feet. There we go, making our way on into Stuttgart. Let me bring the chart up so you can kind of follow along with where we are on the chart. Excellent. Hopefully you guys like the little tablet here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. If so, let me know if you like flying along and also seeing where exactly we are on the approach. It's not often that you get to see stuff like that. So let's go ahead and we will select 4,000 because we're going to cross this one pretty easily. Get the descent right into the clouds here. Oh, what's the temperature before we get into them? +7. Engine anti-ice on. There we go. Trying to do this without any speed brakes, but I don't think that's going to be possible. Let's go ahead and do that. Get this aircraft down to 4,000 feet ASAP so we can begin our slow down once we do intercept the localizer. And we should be right around transition. It's going to be 1012. So transition 1012, set once, set twice, and set twice. There we go. We're 5 for 4. ahead and arm the approach modes. Got Cat 3 dual, loc capture. Coming around the corner there. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Flaps 1, speed verified. Go ahead and get rid of this. We don't need that anymore for the rest of the flight. I'm pretty sure you guys know we're pretty much straight in on the, coming in straight in on the runway here. With slopes captured, we can go ahead and set the missed approach altitude of 5,000 feet. Drop the gear. Runway's in sight. Look at those huge... Oh, that's a power plant. So if I bring this up, if you can see right here, this is a power plant right on final. Great place to build a power plant, guys. Just perfect place. But that's also really cool that they have that in here. Flaps 2, speed verified. That's really cool that a power plant that is on the chart actually overflew it in the simulator. Thumbs up to Microsoft for including that in this simulator in 2024. You're not going to get that in 2020, only 2024. Alrighty. So flaps 3, speed verified. Go ahead and get you going. Excellent. And lastly, flaps full, speed verified. Before landing checklist, altimeters, we have 1012 and a 2160. Engine mode, norm. Landing gear is down 3 green. And the ECAM memo, landing now blue. Before landing checklist is complete, we can turn off the engine anti-ice since we don't need that anymore. We are 1,000 feet, stable, +5, slowing. Wow. It looks absolutely beautiful here in Stuttgart. Oh my gosh. The fields just look so different than the rest of Germany, like at least Frankfurt. Coming in, the fields are all types of deep greens and browns, and it's absolutely beautiful. Okay. Okay, Grey Eagle. Stop looking at the scenery. Okay, maybe just a little bit. Look at these rolling hills. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna bring the sounds up. I'll see you guys on the ground.
100 above.
Alrighty, we're a little low. Go ahead and turn the autopilot off.
Minimum. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Deployed. $80, $60. We'll take this high speed off here to our right. Manual braking, auto brakes off. There we go. Let's go ahead and bring up a taxi diagram, shall we? I do not know. Ooh, wow. We still have a little ways to go. So let's take a left here on Sierra, and we'll take Sierra all the way down to the main gate area. Looks like it's like down there somewhere. So we shall go ahead and do that. Flaps up. Go ahead and get rid of you so I can look around and do my after landing below here. Too much. There we go. There we go. Just trying to get both of you at the same time. And now let's go ahead and start the APU, give it its 3 Mississippis, and then we can go ahead and start that on up. Excellent, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome to Stuttgart, Germany, with an absolutely beautiful approach and an absolutely beautiful landing into Stuttgart. Wow, friends, I have the German countryside. It just is absolutely beautiful. Let us see. I have no clue where the actual terminal is. I just assumed that building down here would be the terminal. Was my assumption wrong? I have no clue. We can turn you on. That way I can focus on just getting to the ramp here. We'll take, I guess, this right. Will that take us into the ramp here? Are these even gates? I don't even know. I just figured it would be. You know what? Forget about it. I'm gonna park at one of these hard stands. We'll park at this hard stand since I don't think those are gates. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, now the jet bridges are starting to spawn in. That's okay. We will use the hard stand. I am A-okay with that. I have no clue why the jet bridges are like not spawning in, but that's okay. It's a turn and burn. We're gonna do our best turn to burn. I'll stop it. Boop. There. Excellent. We'll go back inside here. Turn the fast seatbelt sign off. APU is on. We do the engine anti-ice is off. Let's go ahead and shut down engine 2. We'll shut down engine numero 1. And we will go back up top on the overhead panel. Get all of our fuel pumps off here. And the beacon light can come off at this time. Let's go ahead and check our fluid quantities. Engine oil, hydraulics, that all looks good. Status, no weird messages. And our oxygen, we didn't bleed any. Excellent. We can do a shutdown checklist. Parking brake on checked. Engine master's off. Engine mode norm. Speed brake is disarmed. Radar is off. Wind shear off. Fuel pumps are all off. Slides for disarmed. APU is on. Shutdown checklist is complete. Excellent. That's probably asking if we would like to deboard. We shall go ahead and commence deboarding Nope, that's not how I want to do it. I want to do it via these two. There we go. Don't need the GPU since it's going to be a fairly quick turn. Let's go ahead and get our return flight going. Let's see. Yep. 319 CFM. Lastly, yeah, it's going to be 2.5. I guess 2.5 left. Yeah, we can still land on 2.5 left. That sounds like it should be a good thing. Let me bring the sim volume back down to a normal level. There we go. Check our mass and balance. 91 people left to go. Excellent. Let's see. We currently have, so let's do... Nope. Alrighty. That should be everything we need there. Let's go ahead and generate that flight plan. Excellent. I'll go ahead and pre-file that on that sim. Really? Alrighty, there we go. We'll go ahead and do that. And it has us going all the way up to 23,000 feet on the way up there. Okay, cool. We'll unload our flight from our tablets here. We'll unload the flights from the tablet and then re-import it from import flight from SimBrief. There we go. Go ahead and import that. All looks good there. Only a few more people left to go, and we should be able to begin boarding right back up. I have no clue why they just close the door when we're done boarding. Stop that, you guys. All right, so yeah, everything is there. Cool. Let's re-import the next flight. Sweet deal. Gonna make it so I have no clue. I don't care. I'm not gonna bother changing that. Load the aircraft. 27 minutes. Good lord. That takes longer to board it than it does. How many people do we got going? 148. That's why. All right. So we'll do a quick board there. We get the recorder ground control back on. Everything else should be good. Our flight directors we can cycle back on. Excellent. Let's go ahead and go down to our box here. Init, we shall request that. Let it think for a while. Atsu. AOC, received messages. Let's go ahead and clear that. Let's go ahead and clear that. And let's look at our preliminary load sheet. We shall accept that there. Let's go over to our tablet. EDDF-25, that looks good. We'll sync 139.1, 139.1. We'll call that. Oh, come on. 139.1. Alrighty. Ooh. Why is it not? Come on now. Reset everything. What are you doing, airplane? Do you know what it is? There we go. And we will not take credit for headwinds. And let's go ahead and calculate that out. And we shall send that to the McDo as well. We'll go on ahead to the bottom here. And let's see. We're gonna be Lufthansa 3318. And we have a cost index of 20. Nope, I gotta. There we go. Let it re-import. Cost index of 40. 23,000 feet for some reason. And it is minus 8, so 47. Or sorry, 46. No, I got that right. 47. Alrighty. Let's see. Temperature in Stuttgart is 5 degrees. Our alternate time is going to be Dusseldorf at 2.8. So we'll do 2.8. There, zero this out here. Zero fuel weight of 1231. With a zero fuel weight CG of 29.6. There we go. Block fuel is going to be 14.4. Excellent. Flight plan out of here is going to be the ETSA 4 Bravo to ETSA. So departure 25 ETSA 4 Bravo ETSA. Insert that. Tango 163 to Spessa 4 Bravo to runway 25 left and Frankfurt. We're Spessa for Bravo. So we'll go ahead and insert that. There we go. We'll go back to our initialization. We'll uplink our winds. Performance has already been sent over. What do they do here in Stuttgart? And a DP2, so 2280, 2280, 2280. Let's see, and 2900, or sorry, 2800. So we'll call that whatever it is there. And let's straight ahead to 20 miles and hold. So that looks good there. 290 in the descent. And we'll copy the active flight plan. Let's go ahead and verify our route. Let me turn you down. There we go. So, out of here, we would get the ETSA 4 Bravo, which is going to be out to whatever that fixed name is. I'm not sure. The inset. Wow, refer to the inset. 5 DME from Sierra Tango Delta. Or Sierra Tango Golf, and then we'll make a right-hand turn at 230 knots until established on the turn northbound, and then from there we got 230 till established northbound. Continue out till we get to the 238 radial off of the Luberg VOR, and then we'll proceed on course to Kovan. And from Kovan, we will go up to ETSA. And from there, we will pick up the Tango 163. And we will take that all the way to Spessa. There we go. And Spessa will begin the... Oh, that's not it yet. It's kind of hard to do that. There's Spessa. And then that's going to begin the arrival. Again, pretty much like we did last night, the arrival. We got Spessa at above flight level 100. Then we're going to have Charlie and Delta Foxtrot 606. Hopefully this does it a little better. Delta Foxtrot sits 10, sits 11, 612, 613, 614, 615, 616, and what I'll do is arrival is Via's 6 Delta Foxtrot 626, just like we did last night. Excellent. That should be good there. So the departure and arrival is reviewed. Let's go ahead and make sure IRs are aligned. Recorder ground control is on. Our EFIS is set up. 23,000 feet to the top altitude. I'll go ahead and put that in there at this time. Our parking brake is on and checked. ACP, RMP are set. Let us check the, where is it? Oh, okay, of course. You're going to be sideways. It's going to be 4841.4. So data here, 4841.4 and 009 at 13.3, 009, 11.9, or 11 point, yeah, 9. Close enough. So there we go. We will put you back in plan for ARC. That looks good. We have V1, V2, climbing nav blue, flight directors 1 and 2. Excellent. We can go ahead and dismiss that there. Did I get the APU bleed going? Let's go ahead and get the APU bleed going. Excellent. We're all ready to go. Let's go ahead and hook up the tug. Ground services don't need anything. We can connect the tug up here. And while that's connecting up, we can do a quick briefing. Alright, Gustavo. Any threats? No big threats out of here. Seems pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's a pretty long taxi. But it's pretty straightforward. What we'll probably do is just take November all the way down to Papa 1. And once we do get to the end of runway 25, plan on doing a flaps 1 flex. Standard reject considerations. Any questions about what we reject for? Nope. Alrighty, if we do lose an engine after V1, we'll proceed straight ahead to about 20 nautical miles and 5,000 feet. We'll clean the aircraft and work the cam and plan on emergency return back to Stuttgart. Otherwise, we'll continue out on the SID up to flight level 230. Departure frequency 122.8, and we got our squawk here. That looks good. 7,000. Any further questions? No further questions. All right, we'll go ahead and accept that final closeout there. Let's get the fuel pumps going. APU is on. Seatbelt sign is on. Beacon is on. Going down below. We'll check the fuel on board balanced. Hydraulics all look good in the fuel range there. Pressurization auto with landing elevation, that looks good. And our oil quantity looks good as well. Excellent. Let's go ahead and perform it before we start checklist. Recorder ground control is on. Flight forms and maintenance log. Onboard reviewed aircraft. Lima uniform. Fuel quantity 14.4 required, 14.3 on board. Takeoff performance C-136. 136, 140 with a flex of 62. Oxygen checked. Seatbelt sign is on. ECAM checked. Park brake on and checked. MCDU set altimeters 1012 and departure briefing is complete. Before start checklist is complete. Excellent. All of that and we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and drop the brake. We'll go straight back here. There we go. We'll just go straight back. Excellent. Look there. The tug didn't decide it wanted to hook up this time. Doing a ghost pushback. I don't mind. I don't know why the jet bridges aren't loading in. I have like my LOD set to literally the maximum it could be set up to. Like it should have loaded. These jet bridges should have loaded up while we were sitting on the ground in Frankfurt. That's like how big my LOD is. Alrighty, that's plenty of pushing back right there. We can go ahead and stop the pushback once we come to a complete stop. I'll set the brake. Alrighty there. Excellent. I was like, why is this tug coming towards us? Alrighty, I'll turn up the sim volume for another spicy engine start. Let's go ahead and crank up the volume. Crank up the volume in your headset and listen to a thing of pure beauty. And it was right just now that I remembered I didn't stop the replay. Here we go. Replay stopped now, I think. Sweet. It's a very long replay. Alrighty. We have an engine 1 start fault, engine 1 ignition fault, auto crank in progress. Alright. So we're just gonna let this do its thing. Did I tell you I have some Lightspeed Zulu 3s on the way? Yes, you did. Yes, sir. Glad that that is a thing coming your way. Like I said, they're really good headsets. I personally haven't had them, but I do know a lot of people use them. So you know, you definitely will not be disappointed in that headset. Let's go ahead and clear that master caution. We will let it do its thing. Alrighty, so now we have engine 1 start fault, engine 1 ignition fault, engine master 1 off. Go ahead and turn it off. Alrighty, clear engine 1. We'll clear engine 1. Nothing in box 2 here on the status page. Whatever, an up system just went away, so we have a net ignition fault there. So at this time, what you would do is you would get on the radio, contact the company, see what they want you to do. Sometimes they'll tell you to go ahead and give it one more try, good old college try. Sometimes they'll say, which system was it? I'm not too sure. I wasn't paying attention since I was looking at out the window. I didn't see if we were on system A or system B, but let's go ahead and give it a try again. So here we go. We'll monitor the start this time. Okay, so it was probably system A. We'll see. I guarantee you it was probably system A. It definitely looks like it was probably system A at this point. Everything's starting up normally. It's the great thing about the Airbus. Turn it off, turn it back on. Off at 2.5, let's see. What's the weather doing on Stuttgart now? I'm showing 210 at 7. That was 40 minutes ago, though. Or are you saying we might have a tailwind on the way up to Frankfurt? Flights Frankfurt. Oh, Frankfurt looks like 2.5 should be good. Still. Weather 180 at 5, so it still be good. Alrighty, that started up, no problem. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start engine number 2. And anyway, these old CFM engines. Isn't that right, Max Reason? Yeah, these and I mean that's actually a real fault. So you remember how I said I wanted to incorporate more of like the real world faults that I've had on the line? Like that is one of them. And in real life, I think they MEL'd the system and we had to do a manual start. So one of these streams, I'm going to do a manual engine start. So we'll definitely get one of those in. But yeah, that's literally, we'd run that ECAM, turn it off, and then you'd call the company and see what they want to do as far as emulating the system, giving it another good old college try. So let me go ahead and swap our fly live over here. Swap the route. There we go. That should be the correct orientation now. Nope. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's, there. It's not updating. Come on. Refresh. Oh, I literally have to hit enter for that to work. There we go. Now it should be refreshed. There we go. This is probably a retrofitted variant. I mean, what A320 isn't a retrofitted, or A319 isn't a retrofit variant now? I mean, you're talking non-Sharklet, you're talking some old airplanes. All right, let's see. We have to get engine started, so let's go ahead and go flaps 1. Alright, after start checklist, we don't need the engine anti-ice status is checked and the rudder trim is at 0. After start checklist is complete. Let's go ahead and GTFO. We are clear on the left, clear on the right. We'll be making a right hand turn to get out of here. I'll bring up the number 1 engine and give us some a differential thrust. And we will more than likely, I'll just turn around and take this one, the same taxi line we took in. We'll take that right back out and we'll just hop on November right here. So we are here. I'll just take this taxi lane back and we'll turn left on November. There we go. That's always a difficult turn, going from static to a 180-degree turn. So, not bad. What you usually want to do is you want to roll the aircraft just a tad bit forward. So bring the engines up, roll the aircraft forward a tad bit, and then you can begin your turn. Otherwise, the airplane just won't go anywhere once you do. Seems like this is going uphill. I'm not too sure. It just feels like this taxi is going uphill. I don't know what the slope on this runway is, but I'm just gonna assume once we make the U-turn, that's gonna be a downhill slope. You know, that's what it is. Alrighty, we're on a nice long straight taxiway here. So let's go ahead and check out our load closeout here. Load. Nope, that is the final one. So let's see, we closed out at 123.2. So 123.2, good enough. And is your CG 29.6%? That looks good. And back of 28.2%. So that all looks good there. Just go ahead and bring that up for a little bit. That all looks good. We should be good with the takeoff data I calculated before. Let's do a flight control check, shall we? Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudders. Full left. Full right. Neutral. We'll go ahead and bring you up to max. I think I said 28. Yeah, 28.2%, I think that says. So, go downstairs, 28. Oh. .2%. There we go. Somewhere around there. Not that much. Like maybe around there. Alrighty. Did I turn that back to auto? I swear I had that off. Oh well. What are we gonna do? It can never hurt. And let's go ahead and do that. Excellent. Before takeoff checklist, flaps, we have one planned and one indicated. Takeoff data and speeds are all checked. Our weight, 137.2. We're in 137.1. That's good enough. Dab trim, 28.2%. 28.2%. Flight controls checked. Decam and mode takeoff. No blue. We're to the line. We can go ahead and set our flight attendants down for takeoff. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. There we go. Sorry about that. Zigzagging across the taxiway here. Wow, you can even see the power plant from here. That is very impressive. Love the beautiful rolling hills here in Germany. This is just absolutely beautiful here. Like, if next time I go to Germany, I have to come to Stuttgart now. That's a wrap. Like, I have to. I don't know what this fence is. Are we like, are they building? It's like a concrete barrier. I don't know if that's like standard fencing around airports here in Germany, but it's literally a concrete barrier. What it looks like some sort of construction going on out here. Are they like doing airport construction here? That's definitely something I wouldn't expect a Sobo to include, is construction equipment and mounds of dirt. And that seems over their head. Alrighty. We can go below the line since we're approaching the end of the runway here. Runway and FMS, we have runway, the performance over there. Runway 25 in the box on my screen and out the window. That is checked. Min takeoff fuel. Oh, we need 8.5. We have 14.0. Flight attendants notified. Engine mode is norm. TCAS TARA, the before takeoff checklist is complete. Alrighty, we'll continue on down to the end. The very last intersection is going to be our intersection. There is no one on the final, no one on the runway, no one online. So we will go ahead and take the runway. I'm not too worried about making any announcements. I guess I could if it was busier, but yeah, we won't. It's just me flying alone by my lonesome self out here. Let's Go ahead and get our lights on. Excellent. Flight attendants, no. There we go. Yeah, definitely think this runway slopes downhill. Right towards that hill right at the end. Alrighty, 50% on the thrust. Half down on the side stick there. Stabilized. Flex. Thrust set. $80. Checked. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. This one I'll turn the autopilot on for this departure so we can look right out that beautiful window there. Absolutely beautiful. Climb. Climb set. Go ahead and get the engine anti-ice on just because I don't want to miss that. We'll go flaps up after takeoff checklist. Let's get to the back to watch the flap retraction. Chad, I'm awestruck at the beauty. By bringing the sim volume down to a more reasonable level there, hopefully I didn't blow out your eardrums. We're through transition level, through transition altitude, and we are standard set once, twice, and thrice. Excellent, we'll climb all the way up to flight level 230 as we leave Stuttgart. In the dust behind us. Yeah, Max, so when you get your light speeds, you gotta let me know. Try them on, test them out, go flying with them. Let me know what you think of them. Like I said, Lightspeed's a very well-known brand. It's up there with the likes of Dave and Clark and Bose, but for not the Dave and Clark or the Bose, sorry, the Bose price. Bose can be pretty expensive. Bose is like a lifetime investment. So, yeah, I think you're going to be thoroughly happy with your Lightspeed headset, especially you're going to get years and years and years and years of use out of it. We're through 10,000 feet. We'll go ahead and Turn off our exterior lights there, waiting just a little bit more, and we can let them know we are out of sterile. Excellent. It really truly is amazing. I see, I'm looking back at your comment here. This is probably a retrofitted variant. It is really truly amazing. The interchangeability of Airbus. Like I read an article that Air Canada on their oldest Airbuses are retrofitting them from EIS-1s to EIS-2 displays. So that's absolutely crazy, and you already know that, like, with at least the IAEs, I'm pretty sure the CFMs as well, but with the IAEs, what a lot of airlines will do if they're flying 320s and 321s, or all three, 19s, 20, 21s, what they'll do is they'll take the engine off the bigger airplane, put it on the smaller airplane, and derate it to get more life out of the engine, so that it's not working as hard over its lifespan. So you put it on 21, you get the full, 33,000 pounds of thrust. You put it on a 320, you can derate it down to 27,000 pounds of thrust, and then you put it on a 319, you can derate it to 25,000 pounds of thrust. So it's one way of getting a little bit extra life out of your engines, without spending the extra money sending engines to and from the factory. That, I don't know, England, I guess. It's IAE, which is International Aero Engines, but I think they're mostly Rolls-Royce engines. I'm not too sure where it is. And I think CFM Safran is American based, so you know, there you go. It is funny. I was just thinking about how a customer asked me where the engines came from. I guess, you know, they may have worked for the engine manufacturer, but it's one of Mrs. Gray Eagle's old neighbors. They're still really good friends with my in-laws, and so he would ask me, you know, every so often what type of tires we use on the airplane. Because he at some point in his lifetime, at some point in his career, worked for Michelin, and Michelin. We'll go ahead and turn these off. Get that off, and now we'll leave these on. And Michelin has they're kind of a big name in the tire, aviation tires and retreading. So he kind of like, you know, educated me on how they do the tires and the retreading, all that fun stuff. So it's pretty cool to talk about that type of stuff. And so ever since he mentioned that, every time I do a walk around, I have to look at what brand of tires we use on the airplane. And we use Michelin's, and is it Michelin's or Goodyear's? I think it's Michelin's. And it is very interesting because at least on the main, well, on all the tires, maybe I'll show you one of these days, but on all the tires, there's this a little empty block on the sidewall, because the sidewall is the only thing that can't be retreaded, right? So there's this little empty block on the sidewall, and what they'll do is in the inside of that box, they'll put how many times that tire's been retreaded. It gets 6 retreads before the tire is completely useless. The caveat being, the retread's completely safe. It's normal. It happens all the time. In fact, your car tires are you can probably buy cheap retreads for your tires. It's just a way of cutting costs for the airline. But the key thing with doing retreads for 22 for 23 is every time you retread it, it's less and less landings that tire can take. So That's why it's limited to 6 retreads, because after that it's really not worth it to retread that tire and put it back on. There we go. We have leveled off in cruise. Let's go ahead and check our display here. We got Alt Star. I'll wait for the star to go away before I select 10,000. There we go. Oh, well, that's not yet. I want Alt Cruise. Alt Cruise. There we go. We'll select flight level 100 there. Let's go ahead and bring up our star. Here we go. So the only restriction is Spessa at or above flight level 100, and go ahead and put you in 10 nautical miles and plan mode. We reviewed pretty much everything. I'm just going to go through real quick. We got Charlie, and then Delta Fox 606, Delta Fox 610, 611, 612, 613, 14, 15, and 16. From there, we will go over to, I didn't select it. Let's go ahead and bring you up. Let's bring up, what is it, 25 left? Up the ILS to 25 left. There we go. Bring it up there. I can hide you. We would do Delta Foxtrot 626. That's all the way out here. So Delta Foxtrot 626. What about 4,000? 625, 624, 623, 622. I've never actually realized if those correlated to exact distances from... Nope, it doesn't. It does not correlate to distances at all. Okay. 622, 680 at or about 4,220 knots max, and 620 is at above 4,000 feet, and then it is quite a long ways away, almost 10 miles to the runway, and at 3-degree glide slope. For the mist, we'll climb direct to Delta Foxtrot 290, and then on course to Delta Foxtrot 685, on a course of a 237 up to 5,000 feet, then a left turn to Charlie, and hold. So there we go. It takes us back around to the initial approach fix there. That is verified. If we go to RadNav, we're looking for India Foxtrot Sierra Whiskey 111.15. That looks good. We can do EDDF runway 25 left. Throw that in there. Performance approach page. Let's go ahead and get our weather for EDDF airports. There we go. Weather 190 at 6. Temperature is 07, and the altimeter is 1011. There we go. We're crossing. Wow, we're already over Spessa now. So let's just go ahead. We'll go open descent. And who is talking on the radio? Lufthansa 6142 is on a final 25 center. Okay, so don't have to worry about that. So we can roll right into our briefing. We can ask our Ghost FO, are you ready for a briefing? Yep. What are your threats? A little bit of terrain in the area, and that's a very short flight, so time constraints can get in our way. Yeah, I would agree with those threats. We'll mitigate them by not letting ATC rush us and have terrain on ND. Excellent. we will come in on the SEPSA 4 Bravo. We just passed our only crossing restriction. Let's perform the visual. We'll back it up with the ILS to runway 25 left, chart 11-6, dated 13 December 24. The frequency is 111.15. The final approach course is 246. We'll cross this waypoint at 4,000 feet with a bottom of 561. I forgot to put that in there. 561. And auto brakes low. Runway, the touchdown zone elevation is 361 feet, and the MSA around the airport 4,300 feet. For the miss approach, we'll plan on doing the published miss, which is verified in the box, unless otherwise directed by ATC. It is a 3-degree glide slope, ALS F2 lighting, PAPI's on the left. And when we do land, plan on doing a right-hand turnoff, and we'll take it right back exactly to the same gate we left off of. I think it was Alpha Fort is the gate we left off of, so we'll go ahead and plan on doing that. Any questions? Nope. Alrighty. Let's see. I can go ahead and get rid of you. Let's go ahead and do a descent checklist. Altimeters, transition level is 5,000. Flight level 50. Auto brake is low. Perf approach page is set. The rifle briefing. It's review the remainder of the SEPSA 4 Bravo, and official approach backed up with ILS 25 left. Status is checked, no changes. Descent checklist is complete. There we go. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Did that a little bit ahead of schedule there. We're only crossing 18,000 feet now, but better late than never. So I'm gonna pretty much do the same thing I did on the way in. I'm just gonna do an idle perf descent. Not gonna worry too much about using the speed brakes. Looks like we're already below profile. Anyway, let's see. It's still gonna do the same thing it did last night. You see this? I don't know what this is, but it should be one almost continuous arc. Like, I don't think it's set as a flyover here, so it should be, because of this, it should almost continue its arc to try and be on course here. So I don't know what it's doing, but it's not doing it right, I can tell you that much. Again, I absolutely love the birds on the wing. Let's see what it's doing. Yep, it did the same thing it did last night. Cool. Great job, airplane. You're absolutely winning. We'll go ahead and take over the speed at this time. Slow it up to 250 knots because this airplane is not capable of doing so for some reason. I think in FS 2020 there still may be, or 2024 I should say, there still seems to be a little bit of some LNAV and VNAV issues plaguing the Fenix. For the most part it works, but some issues plaguing the Fenix there. And anyone who's out there watching, what do you think I should do tomorrow night for the A350 live stream? Should we do it in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 or 2024? Because I do, if I do recall, I think they're releasing it for both. I do like the beauty of Flight Simulator 2024. However, I think 2020 is a more stable platform. So let me know what you would like to see in the chat, and I'll take that into consideration. Obviously, I'm gonna have to wait around with my fingers crossed, patiently hitting the F11 key for my opportunity to download, and then figuring out which sim is going to work best in. I have no clue which sim is going to work in the best, so you know, it is what it is. All right, let's see what we got going on up front here. Yeah, let's go ahead and just say, we'll say flight attendants flight attendants prepare for landing. There we go. We got the flight attendants preparing for landing. We are over the German countryside here. I absolutely heavy Lufthansa for the win. I love that you have, I mean, you have your classic logo on the tail, but also you have a mascot. Like, how many airlines have a mascot? Come on. Come on, Lufthansa. Alrighty, 10,000 feet. We can go ahead and ding them, get the likes back on, and all the way on. And let's go ahead and start a replay, or start recording our second replay here. And since this is night number 2, coming into Frankfurt here, what I think I'll do is we're at 10,000 feet. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it going on down to 4. Excellent. What I think I'll do is we'll go Delta Foxtrot 625. There you go. Seriously? How about this? There we go. We'll just round that straight on over. Let's see if doing it that way will be any different. I mean, the other reason why Flight Simulator 2024 looks so good is ray tracing, man. Ray tracing, ray traced shadows. I mean, the lighting looks so fantastic. Alrighty, it still isn't gonna do it. Alright. I thought if I went in heading mode, it'd give me like slightly more bank than it currently is. But it's not. It is what it is. Alright, so we shall continue on, and maybe it will. I have no clue. In fact, this is actually looking really good. In fact, this is looking really good. Let's go ahead and insert. Wow, fantastic. Look at there. Beautiful. That's how I wanted it to go. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any sleep tonight knowing that the A350 is right around the corner. Like I said, we're going to have the 777 and the A350. I like the A350 because, I mean, I got my throttle set up already for the A350. And that's the other thing. If I do the A300, A310, or 777, I got to swap out my throttles completely. And then Flight Simulator 2024, I don't even have anything binded for my other throttle set. So it would just be a huge pain to spend literally an entire day trying to bind keys, because usually that's about how long it takes to do stuff whenever I bind stuff to a new simulator. Yep, we'll keep the engine anti-ice on. In fact, we'll leave it on all the way to the gate. If it's still foggy down there, we'll leave it on all the way to the gate. That's just how it is. Alrighty, we're about to cross transition level, and the altimeters 1011. So transition 1011 set once, set twice, and set thrice. There we go. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So I think what I'll do, since we landed in Frankfurt already last night, and you already saw that replay. What we'll do is we'll replay the Frankfurt landing first and the Stuttgart landing second. That's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do there. That way I'm not going out on pretty much the exact same landing that we did last night. This is going to be a sweet approach. How bad is the weather there? It's showing light rain, few at 2100, broken at 2900. So we should be able to see the runway here. I'm more worried at Max Racing. I'm more worried about tomorrow's approach. I've literally never flown into Amsterdam Schiphol. I have no clue how they operate there. I mean, to be fair, I haven't flown into any of the airports that I've been flying into on the stream before. So everything you guys have seen this week on my Euro trip has been a literal first time. So you watched it here, me doing it live on air. There is no, I mean, Innsbruck wasn't live because I did fly into that one earlier in the day. I just wanted to get a practice bridge in. I know how hard Innsbruck could be, so I want to make sure that I got all my visual references correct so I can make that arc on in. Let's see. I have the speed. Did I not activate this? Let's go ahead and activate the approach race. Excellent. Anything else? Oh, there's a company message. That's what I was going to do. There's a company message in there. So let's go ahead and get this company message out of the way. Thank you. I know we're going to take a massive delay. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know that our passengers are going to miss all their connections to London Heathrow. Alrighty then. Once we cross this fix, I'm gonna go ahead and slow down to 220 knots. This looks good. We're close enough. Go ahead, slow down to 220 knots. That's the max speed at this next waypoint. Sweet deal, we're via Fenix minus 10. Let's go, flaps 1 speed verified. What I'm going to do is arm the speed brakes at this time because I don't plan on using them for the rest of the arrival. Glide slope is slowly coming in. At about a half dot low, I'm gonna go ahead, about a half dot low, I'm gonna go ahead and manage our speed. That should get us to trend real nicely. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just manage the speed up now. So what you'll notice, it will slow right on down to S speed. We call that characteristic speed. So it's going to slow down to S speed and hold it until I put the next set of flaps out. On the opposite side of that, Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 3381 is on a 12-mile final, runway 25 left, Frankfurt traffic. So you see it's going to slow down to S speed. It will hold S speed until I put more flaps out. Oops. No. Let's go 3000. Down. Glide slope capture. Sweet. All right. I forgot to arm their approach. Don't mind that. Let's see. 5,000 is the missed approach altitude. Let's go ahead and go 5,000. There we go. So it will hold S speed until I put more flaps out. Then it will go down to F speed. Now let's say I was at F speed and I brought the flaps up. Then it will accelerate to S speed. So that's one of the great things about Airbuses. Is let's say you wanted to abandon your approach and you never clicked it all the way into toga to get it into go around phase. Then guess what? If you just did an open climb and brought the flaps up, it will accelerate up to S speed and eventually green dot if you let it to. So that's one of the great things about Airbus there. Alrighty, we are entering into the fog layer that we just left. It says rain showers few at 2100, but this does not look like few at 2500. Let's go ahead and drop the gear. All right, we're VFA minus 10, flaps 2. Let's go ahead and watch this from the back. The other thing that can make this really hard, I got the engine anti-ice on, which increases the idle a little bit, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to slow down. We're VFA next minus 10. Let's go flaps 3. And VFA next minus 10. Flaps 4 before landing checklist. All altimeters we have 1011 and 1600. Engine mode norm. Landing gear is down 3. Green ECAM memo is landing. No blue. Before landing checklist is complete. Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 3318 on a 4-mile final runway 25 left, Frankfurt traffic. So there we go. We've made all of our calls. We are stable on final. Stable. All right, bring it up to some volumes here. Stable target sync 7.
Hundred above. Minimum.
No contact. Go around Togo. Flaps 3. Toga set. Climb set. Positive rate. Gear up set. Must approach altitude 5,000. 5,000 set. Frankfurt traffic. Lufthansa 3318 on the missed approach runway 25 left. Frankfurt traffic. Flaps 1. Flaps up after takeoff checklist. I don't know if you saw anything, Max, recent. I didn't see their approach lights. If I saw their approach lights, I would have said continue, and we can continue all the way down another 100 feet above the runway if we have the red terminating bars, right? So, didn't see anything, so that's a mandatory go around. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're 4,000 for 5,000. I won't put in the transition level there because we're just going to hold exactly here at 5,000 feet. What we will do is we will sequence back around and we will do a Cat 3 approach into Frankfurt here. So let me go ahead and swap out my charts here. A slightly different chart. Cat 2, Cat 3. There we go. That's the one I want. Excellent. So I'll bring that up. I'll bring this up on this chart as well. We'll unpin you, we'll pin the Cat 2, Cat 3, we'll just go ahead and brief a Cat 3 since that gets us all the way to the ground. Come on, there we go. Alright, so we shall have you. Sweeto. We will do it from the Charlie waypoint, or whatever you want to call it there. So we will do it from the Charlie waypoint since our missed approach takes us all the way back to Charlie. So I'll go ahead and insert the ILS, but I'll insert it from Charlie this time. No contact, great go around. As a Cat 3, usually a captain's landing. It is anything above a Cat 1 is a captain's landing. So Cat 2 and Cat 3 is a captain's landing. There's a division of duties. The captain is the pilot flying. He's making sure the aircraft is going to land in the touchdown zone. The first officer is the pilot monitoring. He is calling out any deviations that he sees. And on a Cat 2 approach, usually, he'll say... well, no, even on a Cat 2 approach, it's typically an auto land, so that's the captain's responsibility to look outside to see if he has any contact. So the first officer is strictly inside, monitoring to make sure all the modes and enunciations are going to be moding and enunciating, and calling out if they don't mode or enunciate. So that's what we can plan on doing since the visibility here is absolutely atrocious for some reason. Let's go ahead and bring you all the way out. We have CHA. You see how when we went missed and we're heading to the missed approach, it restrung the approach for us. That's exactly how I would expect it to do. That is absolutely beautiful, with the exception of, I'm going to change the approach now. So we're going to do ILS to runway 25 left, but we're going to approach from Charlie. So we'll insert that. Alrighty. Don't get too crazy with it. Let's go ahead and select heading. We will insert. Let's go direct to Charlie. So we want Charlie, and then it goes 682, 681, and then back on the approach. So we want that Charlie. That looks good. We shall insert that. Excellent. That looks good. Let's go ahead and review, plan. We got Charlie at about 5,000 feet. We got 682 at about 5,000 feet. 681 at about 4,000 feet. We have 680 at or about 4,220 knots. 620 should be 4,000 feet, and then it's going to be about 11 miles to the runway. The missed approach, it will be the same exact thing. Look, we're on the missed approach. It's hard to see. There we are. We're on the missed approach there. So that all looks good. For the Cat 3, we're going to put note here. So we have rad nav, IFSW 111.15 progress, EDDF, 25L. Performance, we're going to select speed. There we go. And then we're going to activate the approach. Sweet. Everything should carry over. 1011, 70 degrees, 190 at 6. And this time we're going to enter NO and our DA field here because we're doing a Cat 3 auto land. Everything else remains the same. 3-degree glide slope Pepe is on the left. The biggest things we need to brief are the callouts here. So, and this is going to be just from the top of my head, so I don't have anything open in terms of reference material, but from the top of my head, once we do get the 400 feet, we should see a land green enunciated right in columns 2 and 3. This is going to turn to a land green. We want to say land green. That's right around 400 feet. At 40 feet, about 40 feet or so, we should see flare. If we don't see flare, the first officer is going to call out no flare. And that is a go around. So we want land green. At land green, I'm going to say continuing because we are going to continue the approach to landing. At 40 feet, if we don't see flare, first officer will call out no flare, and at that point we will do another go around. And the entire time, the captain is just making sure we have everything to land safely on the runway there. The first officer is making sure all the enunciating is enunciating. So that's that. We'll consider that completely briefed. Well, let's just do it. We'll be doing a Cat 3 to 25 left, chart 11-6A, dated 13 December 24. The frequency is 111.15, 246 is the final approach course. This fixes at 4,000 feet. There is no minimums. The touchdown zone is 361, and the emissary around the airport is 4,300 feet. The missed approach will be the same as before. It's in the box and has been verified unless we get different instructions from the tower. It is a 3-degree glide slope, PAPI's on the left, ALSF2 lighting, and plan A, right-hand turn off, just like as we briefed before. Probably like we did last night, Mike 17 or 19, 17 or 21 or 23, and then we'll park at the same gate off of 40. So we shall do that. I might leave this up for you all right here. We're making our way down to Charlie VOR. That's at about 5,000 feet. We're hanging out here at 200 knots. You see it accelerated us to green dot speed. That's perfectly fine. If we wanted to bump up our speed, let's say ATC wants us to bump up our speed, that's perfectly fine. But the flaps are green dot speed is fine, and plus the other reason I didn't want to bump up our speed to 250 knots is because I want to give us time to reset the approach, get everyone back on the same page, brief the approach, make sure everything's in the FMS, all before we conduct our approach. Yes, technically we could hold at Charlie, but look how slow we were going. I was able to get all of that done before we made it all the way back around to Charlie. So that's one of those things there that you know, it's better to take it slower, use the time you have, your time available. The slower you go, the more you've increased your time to do things in, and the lower of a workload you've created for yourself. So there you go. It's all about time management, time and workload management, and that's why I didn't want to accelerate to 250 knots. So we're about to cross Charlie now, and you know, at this time we have everything done. What I would do is I'd make a PA to the passengers to let them know the reason for the go around, and that we'd be coming back around to land here in just a few more minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your Captain Great Eagle speaking. On the approach into Frankfurt, we were not able to see the runway, so we executed a missed approach. We're coming back around to land. We should be landing here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. We've reset for a slightly different approach, and we're going to go ahead and let the aircraft land itself this time around. The aircraft is perfectly capable of doing it, as long as the airport's capable of doing it, which it is. We do apologize for this slight delay. We'll have you on the ground and to your gate here in just about the next 10 minutes. We do thank you for your patience and cooperation. There we go. So we've made our PA to the passengers to let them know. We can select 4,000 at this time, and we'll go ahead and go down once we cross this waypoint here. Delta Foxtrot 682. In fact, I can go ahead and manage that. We have Alt Constraint. Sorry, I still have the volume of the sim kind of high there. I'll leave this out so you all can see. And that's not going to work well with me. Let's bring it over here. Boom, there we go. Excellent. So you all can see where we are on the approach. I'm still just dumbfounded because it says fuel 2100 and it's not no significant weather. Like it's not really reporting any restricted visibility. What? I do not know what the simulator is doing. Do you have any more updated weather there, Max Racing? If so, let me know. I'll be more than happy to see that through. Let's go ahead and go flaps 1. We're VFA next minus 10 flaps 1. We can slow it up to, let's slow it up to 190 knots. How about that? I'm not trying to do anything crazy here. 5-4. I'll bring the range back down. Hopefully you guys were able to process that word salad that just happened there in literally the last 5 minutes of that entire go around slash going out to the missed approach point slash briefing the new approach. So hopefully you got that whole word salad. If not, feel free to rewind the video and watch what happened there. So yeah, that's pretty much how you would execute a go around there. That's what we like to call the soft go around procedure. So you don't need full toga thrust. So that's why we went to toga. It just hits that micro switch real quick, and then we bring it back to climb. I do believe the Neos have a soft go around function built in. Where you don't have to do that, but train to the lowest standard airplane, which is the airplanes that don't have that soft go around feature built in, so you always have the muscle memory built right, and you do the same thing the same way every time. There you go. All right, we're about to level off here at 4,000 feet. The maximum speed is 220 knots. Once we cross that fix going inbound, I'll slow it up to 170 knots. Let's see. Looks like the METAR is updated again. It says marginal VFR. I don't believe you. It says light rain drizzle. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Light rain drizzle. Appreciate that, METAR. Doing absolutely fantastic. Alrighty. I will make our announcement again. Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 3381 is on a 15-mile final runway, 25 left, Frankfurt traffic. There we go. We made our call again. I can go ahead and arm the approach up again. Excellent. Low capture. We can go ahead and slow it up to 170 knots. I'll go ahead and, if I hadn't already, we can go ahead and rearm the speed brakes since I am not going to need them for the rest of the approach. Let's go flaps 2. Speed verified. Beautiful.
Traffic to 6 Alpha Romeo, passing 1,000 feet, Maroon 7 Mike, Frankfurt traffic.
Light slope is captured. We can set the missed approach altitude. That's going to be 5,000 feet. And that's set. Look at this. It looks like the weather is literally like overnight or over the last 5 minutes has literally cleared up. Great job, Microsoft. You keep doing Microsoft things. I mean, absolutely the world leader when it comes to low visibility weather and just doing your weather in general. Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 3318 is on a 10-mile final, runway 25 left, Frankfurt traffic. Actually kind of lively here in Frankfurt right now. I have a few airplanes, I think, taking off, so it is what it is. There we go. We're in a nice, good, stable position right now. Re-entering that weird fog cloud layer, whatever it is, that is just sitting right above Frankfurt. Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 3318 is on a 7-mile final, runway 25 left, Frankfurt traffic. Alrighty then, looking like we are just about 5 miles out. I'll go ahead and begin managing our speed and dropping the gear. Review Fenix -10, flaps 3, speed verified. Oh, the visibility looks a little bit better now, of course. VFA next -10, flaps full before landing checklist. Before landing checklist, all temperatures we have a 1011 and 1620. Engine mode is norm. The landing gear is down and waiting on the self-check to complete. 3 green. ECAM memo, landing no blue before landing checklist is complete. So at this point, I'm looking for 400 feet and I'll land green. But the visibility definitely looks like it came up. Stable. Go ahead and get this out of the way. I'll put this on airport diagram so when I bring it up it will be on the airport diagram. There we go. It's up and down. Still can't see the approach lights though.
500.
Stable target, Sing 7. Land green. Continuing. Runway. We wouldn't say that on a Cat 3.
Frankfurt traffic, sounds of 39 Echo to 10 miles on runway 25 west.
Deployed. $80. $60. Alrighty, autopilot's off, manual braking, auto brakes off, and that is how we do an auto land. The visibility seems like it came up that time on the approach there. Either that or maybe I had the wrong minimum set in, I'm not too sure. Let me know if I had the wrong minimum set in. I don't think I did, but it is what it is. Alrighty, we are clear of the runway here on Mike 21. Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 3381 or 3318, clear of 25 left on Mike 21. We'll be taxiing to the ramp via Mike 28, Lima 16, Lima, and November 7. Frankfurt traffic. Alrighty, so we keep going. Mike 28, we're cross. Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 3318, crossing runway 2548 on Mike 28. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and cross the runway here. And we'll take a right on Lima. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get APU started. We'll turn right here on to Lima. And we can go flaps up. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally did it. Welcome back to Frankfurt. Can get you turned off. Excellent. Never had you on. Okay, that's cool though. I'll turn you off as well. And we'll continue on down until we get to November 7 there. That's gonna be, I have two fairly lengthy replays set up here, so to stop it from being an even longer replay than it already is, let's go ahead and stop replay number 2 at this time and get that going for us. There we go. And that replay is saved. Oh, never made it all the way up to flaps 1. There we go. Now we got flaps 1. I never put the speed brakes down? Oh, come on. Slacking here, Grey Eagle. Slacking. Alright. We'll go outside. We'll taxi the rest of the way in. The outside view. Gotta decrease that sensitivity just a little bit on the mouse. Alrighty. So I guess we'll take November 8 to November 7. We'll switch over to the November 7 line.
Perfect, sir. It's on Data Echo clear 25 left.
And we will pretty much park exactly where we started this trip. Take this first taxi line in. Default Asobo Airport, looking pretty default. There's Alpha 40.
Perfect, sir. It's on 300 Echo clear 257 taxi key.
Yeah, and we'll probably stop it on the same exact line we did before. I don't know why this jet bridge is hanging so far out over the... oops, nope. The line. But it is what it is. We go all the way to spot 1. Boop. There we go. Brakes are set. We will call that an evening right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'll leave the engines running for the replays that we have going on here. And with that, let's go ahead and log off the VATSIM network. Thank you all, VATSIM. Really do appreciate that. And let's roll right into the second replay there. So let's see. We'll catch this first go around here. This is going to be interesting. So we'll see if it catches the first go around here, and then we'll come around and get a few views of the landing. So I will go ahead and we will come down. There we go. Somewhere around about there, I guess. Looking good. Take the park brake off. Yeah. Alright, there we go. So we'll see what it looks like from the back here. Even though the visibility on this one, so since the weather is greatly improved, it won't look nearly as foggy as it did on the first go around. But that's okay. Because, yeah, you can see, like, downtown Frankfurt right there. It seems like the visibility vastly improved. I don't know what's going on the simulator, but it is what it is. I'd much rather be safe than sorry. Took the auto land on the second time around. That way I'm not chancing it, especially since it really wasn't reporting any restricted visibility yet. Here we are doing a misapproach. There's the 1000 auto call out. There's the 500 auto call out. Look how close to the ground we get before I even call a go around. Absolutely insane. I didn't see anything at this altitude. There it is. Definitely did not see any of this on the first attempt. Definitely do not remember seeing any of this on the first attempt. But pretty much essentially that's textbook perfect go around. All right, let's make our way around the pattern. Let's do this time. Let's do it this time all the way to a landing here. This time we have a Cat 3 landing, so this is going to be an auto land. The airplane did it itself. There was no human intervention at all, except for me to turn off the autopilot to turn off the runway. That's literally the only time I'm going to interact with the airplane. $1,000 auto call out there. I mean, you can absolutely see how well this airplane does auto landing itself. Absolutely amazing. Zero human interaction that entire landing. We're gonna replay that from the outside real quick. Here we go. It does its own round out and flare. A little bit past the touchdown zone, but oh, don't you hate it when the airplane butters the landing better than you do? That's just absolute facts right there. Let's see. Let me change our camera here to the drone cam up. Turn off the follow mode. And I'll run it back just a little bit there. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. It was slightly off center line, but hey. It did it better than we could probably have done. Absolutely an amazing landing. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to put I'm going to lock the drone camera back up again. Come on, there we go. What are you doing? That's not what I want. There we go. Showcase, follow mode. There we go. And turn follow mode off. Excellent. Let's go on over to Stuttgart. We'll load the very first landing here.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Excellent. There we go. Give it a little bit of time to load in there. Let the airport finish loading in. There we go. Everything's starting to load in now. Ew. Seems like it is having a hard time with loading in the scenery here. Do a quick, okay. That's weird. It seems like it doesn't prefer frame generation right now. I haven't clicked on the screen, which means frame gen is off, so we'll see how much it's disliking this. We'll get it from, I don't know. This seems like we did in front of the engine there. We'll do one behind the engine, and then we'll get one on the other side before we do our external views. Absolutely beautiful down there in Stuttgart, Germany. I mean, absolutely two greasers this stream. I'm not going to lie. I mean, one of them I had no hand in at all.
Don't sink.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not liking the frame generation, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll leave the we'll leave that as is.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Absolutely beautiful landing here into Stuttgart, Germany. Let's go ahead, get the outside view. Super interesting that I don't know if it's like trying to frame gen the frame gen. I have absolutely no clue. I mean, come on. 2 greasers and a... I mean, again, the first one was the true greaser. The second one was what the airplane did. And, but, you know, I'll take this landing all day, every day. Let's see. I want... this view. Yeah, let's do it like that. Rolled it. Absolutely amazing. Let's rewind this one more time. And we will take it. I'll go ahead and lock this camera up. We'll take it back up to the flight deck for the final replay cam there. Showcase. Microsoft, you really ought to fix that. There we go. We'll take it back onto the flight deck. And we'll bring it back. Ooh, where are we gonna go? Let's take it back. Oh yeah, let's take it back to right just behind the power plants there. There we go. Let all that noise calm itself down. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Max Racing and Draco. Thank you all so very much for coming out and spending a little bit of time with me this evening. I really do appreciate it. For all of you all that tuned in but didn't say anything in the chat, thank you too for coming out and supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Please do leave a like before you leave the page. I'd be greatly appreciative for that. Gets my content pushed out for all of those in the YouTube sphere to see my content. If you definitely like it, please leave a thumbs up. But let's go ahead and roll the outro song. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be streaming the A350, the I&I builds, as along with literally everyone else out there. So we'll be doing a Frankfurt to Amsterdam Schiphol. That's gonna be the route. Until I see you tomorrow night at the next stream, please remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Till then, I'm Grey Eagle. Peace.